ሀሳባችንን ህይወታችንን አገልግሎታችን ሁሉ ባይፈልን ጉባኤ ነቢያትን ጉባኤ ሐዋርያትን ጉባኤ ሊቃውንትን በማድረግ መካከላችን ተገኝተን ተባርከን አድረን ታስተምረን እኛም አዳምጠን የምናስተውልበት መልካም ልቦናን ትገልጽልን። እመቤታችን ቅድስት ማርያም ጸሎትና አማላጅነት እየተማጸንን አባታችን ያለ ቅዱስ ስም እንጠራለን። አባታችን ሆይ በሰማያት የምትኖር ስምህ ይቀደስ፣ መንግሥትህ ትምጣ፣ ፈቃድህ በሰማይ እንደሆነች እንዲሁም በምድር ትሁን። የዕለት እንጀራችንን ስጠን ዛሬ፣ በደላችንን ይቅር በለን እኛም የበደሉንን ይቅር እንደምንል፣ አቤቱ ወደ ፈተና አታግባን ከክፉ አድነን እንጂ መንግሥት ያንተ ናትና፣ ኃይል፣ ክብር፣ ምስጋና ለዘላለሙ አሜን። የጌታችን የቅድስት ድንግል ማርያም ሆይ በመልአኩ በቅዱስ ገብርኤል ሰላምታ ሰላም እንልሻለን። በሐሳብሽ ድንግል ነሽ፣ በሥጋሽም ድንግል ነሽ። የአሸናፊ እግዚአብሔር እናት ሰላምታ ላንቺ ይገባሻል። ከሴቶች ሁሉ ተለይተሽ አንቺ የተባረክሽ ነሽ፣ የማኅፀንሽ ፍሬ የተባረከ ነው። ጸጋን የተመላሽ ሆይ ደስ ይበልሽ፣ ሁሉ እግዚአብሔር ከአንቺ ጋር ነውና ከተወደደው ልጅሽ ከጌታችን መድኃኒታችን ከኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ ዘንድ ይቅርታና ምሕረት ለምኝልን ኃጢአታችንን ያስተሰርይ ዘንድ ለዘላለሙ አሜን። ኢየሱስ ክርስቶስ ስለ ኃጢአት ሁሉ ሕዝብ ማይሰራ ኃጢአት እግዚአብሔር ይፍታ።
All right. Testing. I welcome everyone, our respected church administrator and Father Alpha Deacon Ephraim. Thank you for everyone that came here, and we have a very, very exciting service up for you guys. I'm just jumping with excitement right now. I can't contain it. So I'm gonna let Kalal talk a little bit. All right, before we get started, I'm just gonna take care of a couple of administrative stuff. If you guys have cell phone on right now, just turn them off on silent. And everybody that walked in should have a folder. If you don't have a folder, please raise your hand and one of the ushers will get you a folder. And another thing is that folder should have a number on it. If it doesn't have a number, just raise your hand and one of the ushers will be able to assist you. Okay, guess everybody has a number and a folder. If you open up your folder, on the right-hand side of the folder, we have the agenda for the day. Should be followed by 3 worship gospels that we're going to do today, followed by, just the 3 worship gospels we're going to have today. And then at the left-hand side of the folder, we have a bunch of stuff for you guys to pretty much stay home and read. And I'll let Neville kind of talk about what's on the left-hand side of the folder. Yeah, so on the left side, we have, we just printed out this bulletin board we've started. Printing every month, not printing, I have it online. And we just printed this month's edition out just for your information. And we also have a resources page right behind it. And on the back of it, there's some links for some English Orthodox sermons. And on the front of it, there are books, some of which we started reading in the summer. We started this book club. And sort of a shameless plug here. It's an amazing thing to be involved in. It's very nice. I mean, I can say for myself, it's nice to have people to read along with and, you know, share information with and see other people's point of view in that sense. So yeah, those are the things we have in the back. Okay, now that all the administrative stuff is out the way, like we mentioned earlier, this is our 3rd service that we have in English. And the first one we had it back in March 2014. And the theme of that was Next Generation, You're It. And for those of you that weren't here, we do have one of the sheets that we have in the folder is our social network. So we have a YouTube page. So if you weren't here on the first one, you could actually catch a summary of our first service on our YouTube page. And to summarize it, we pretty much is Next Generation, You're It. We have a mentality in our youth especially that we have to wait until later in our lives when we're 30s or once we're married to start coming to church. But that's completely wrong. You know, it's never too early to start serving the Lord and, you know, come to church. So that was, you know, our first That was our first service. It was back in March 2014.
And then after that, we had a second service in June. And now the theme there was come back to your first love. Kalal, do you remember that one?
Is that the one when I come back to your first love I met, meaning my 4th grade math teacher?
Yeah.
I was completely wrong.
Yes, you were. But it's okay, because that's fine, we're in church. And but what it really means, or what we are going for, is to come back to Christ, who is the first love, and who is the definition of love, and who is love itself. And many of us wander out for whatever reason and not end up seeking something that's less. That might have the name love, but none of its characteristics. And that's shallow in nature, that's self-serving, self-seeking. And so when we come back to that original love, either after we've wandered off or for the first time, it would be as if coming back to our first love. So that was the second service. And now that brings us to today, because after you come back to this new love, you would have a new beginning.
There you go. Let's try that one more time. When you come back to your first love, you will have a new beginning. Which brings us to our third service.
Much better. All right. So, Kalab, I'm sort of afraid to ask, but can you tell me what that new beginning means to you?
See, I knew he was going to ask me, so I can't prepare this time. A new beginning. It can mean a variety of things. To me, simply, it means this: the journey that I'm on right now. And for a few of you guys that do know me, you guys can probably see, okay, this is something new. For the majority of you guys, I'll give you guys an example. A friend of mine, we were at home looking through our Facebook message one night, and I found a Facebook message from a good friend of mine about attending Bible class on a Thursday night. Now, that message was back in 2009. So, yeah, we were pretty bored, so we went back a couple years looking at our Facebook messages. And he said, come to Bible class. It's Thursday. It's great. You should check it out. And I never replied to that message. Pretty much ignored it. And it wasn't until this year, 2014, that I started attending the same Bible class that I was invited to 5 years ago. And I promise you, it's not because my mom made me do it. It's not because my dad made me do it. I'm a grown man. And I try to think why I made the transition now versus 5 years ago. And really, there's no other explanation than to think and hope that God led me to where I am today. Now, I didn't wake up and it wasn't an easy transition. And to have a new beginning, you're gonna have struggles. So anybody that's a new follower of Christ, it's an ongoing struggle, and it's not easy. And the thing is, there's no sin that's too great for God to forgive. So regardless of your past, regardless of what you've done before, you could have a new beginning, because this is a journey that I'm on right now. And to give you guys a couple examples, in the Bible, a woman that committed adultery, and she was about to face execution, that they're going to stone her to death. And pretty much she encountered Jesus. And as you guys know, one of our commitments is thou shalt not commit adultery. And Jesus, once she encountered Jesus, he pretty much told her, women, go and sin no more. And she was able to have a new beginning. Another example, probably one of the popular stories, is Peter, the story of Peter. Now, Peter, he was with Christ. And eventually, Peter ended up disobeying Jesus Christ. And he betrayed Jesus Christ. And now Jesus, he forgave him, and he was able to have a new beginning. So I can see there's, no sin that's too great for God to forgive, for people to have, start a new life. So, I mean, pretty much that's what a new beginning means to me. Like, don't be afraid, and it's an ongoing struggle, and don't be discouraged.
All right. I guess you did come prepared. Yes. But yeah, I mean, just as he said, it's a new beginning is at different levels. It could be at the level of the individual, like he showed. It could be someone who's away from God who comes close, and that's a new beginning. And as he said, Peter, who was physically, in the physical sense, he was close to God, but not in the spiritual sense, and that's a new beginning as well. So, it can be many different things. It could be as a community, a new beginning is this, what we're doing here, an English service. That's a new beginning. As a whole, mankind, Christ coming to earth and resurrection, that's the new beginning for all mankind. So, and we're going to get into this more with the discussion that we're going to have. So, you know, that's what we're going to have after the worship team is going to come up and do worship mazmur with us. And you guys can open and look at what, like we mentioned earlier, on the right side, there's
The first one is I Won't Forget. So if you just take that out, you guys can follow along with us.
So we like to ask the worship team to come up.
Yeah, you guys get up.
Hi everybody. We should have lyrics to the songs in the folder, and it's entitled I Won't Forget. So we're going to sing that in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You got it. I won't forget what you did for me. I won't forget what you did for me. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to save me from misery. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to show me your misery. I won't forget what you did for me. I won't forget what you did for me. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to save me from misery. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to show me your misery. I sold myself to the serpent. I was stripped of being your son, all alone and deserted, until my fate you reverted. You saved the wretched one like me, though I don't deserve to be. You surrender yourself for me. With your blood you set me free. You saved the wretched one like me, though I don't deserve to be. You surrender yourself for me. With your blood you set me free. I won't forget what you did for me. I won't forget what you did for me. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to save me from misery. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to defeat my adversary. I won't forget what you did for me. I won't forget Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to save me from misery. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to defeat my adversary. My weight of sin was a burden. My condition seemed to worsen, but then you came to the rescue and paid my debt that I was due. You saved a wretched one like me, though I don't deserve to be. You surrender yourself for me. With your blood you set me free. You saved a wretched one like me, though I don't deserve to be. You surrender yourself for me. With your blood you set me free. I won't forget what you did for me. I won't forget what you did for me. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to save me from misery. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to defeat my adversary. I won't forget what you did for me. I won't forget what you did for me. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to save me from misery. Oh Lord, you went to hell for me to show me your victory.
Thank you. Thank you. So if you look at your agenda or the program, the next thing we have is the discussion. And that's going to take the bulk of the time. And Kalab is going to go over the logistics of that discussion now.
All right, so remember, keep in mind, the whole theme is a new beginning. So pretty much we have 3 different topics as it relates to our theme, a new beginning. And each group, everybody should have a folder right now with a number on it. So if you don't have, if you don't have a number, please raise your hand. So a facilitator or usher could give you a number. Okay. Once you get into your group, you will have 2 to 3 facilitators, and they'll tell you pretty much, they'll give you additional guidelines. So group 1, so everybody that has a 1, your facilitator are Zeta and Theo. So everybody that's in group 1, please go follow those 2. Or, okay, just stay there.
All right, and group 2 is Abi and Dai. Right there. So I see you're all clustered. So just stay at that site for group 2.
Okay. Now group 3. Group 3 is David and Rosina. All right, you guys know where you can take in your group? Yeah. Okay, group 3, make sure you follow your facilitators, David and Rosina.
All right, and group 4, Hagari and Group 4.
All right there.
Right there.
Left corner.
Left corner. So group 4, just make sure take a good look at them. That's your facilitators.
Okay, group number 5, Betty and Lydia. Lydia, she's in the back right, or my right. So everybody please go follow her.
Okay, and group 6 is Zena and Teddy. They're back there, so just follow them and they'll guide you to.
And group number 7 is Hayao.
Actually, Brooke.
Oh, Brooke, sorry.
Brooke and myself. So if you're in this group, you're in luck. You're in the best group.
All right. Group number 8 is Hiwi and Mimi. Okay, yeah, you guys can't see her, but she's the back left. All right, and group 9 is Binyam and Sion. They're at the back left too. So at this time, please go to the facilitators. They'll give you additional guidelines in what we're gonna do in our discussion groups.
All right, and then we'll come back in an hour and a half and review the group in the large group. Actually, in an hour.
So now I think we could turn this off, right? Which one? Should it be off? Oh, I guess I just signed you on my camera. So, what's up? Has any? Yeah, that's great. Hi. Why not? Well, you don't want to do it? Or we can just leave it on. Should we leave it on or just? Friend.